If there ever is a settlement on Mars, I'm sure that one of the first things they'll open up is a coffee house.
It's one of the most complex beverages on Earth. Coffee is the second most valuable legal traded commodity on the face of the earth, after oil. It's just this little seed and has this enormous political, social, and economic impact on human beings.
Hi, what would you like today?
Nowadays, we've all got a favourite coffee.
One shot, flat white.
Mocha, Americano, cappuccino.
Since the 1990s, when branded coffee bars first hit the UK, we've embraced their caffeinated delights.
We can't get away from the fact that caffeine is an addictive product. It's something that we crave on a daily basis.
They have lured us away from our traditional haunts and changed the way we socialise.
Coffee shops created more places for people to stop, take time to snack, use their laptops and computers. And the pub wasn't always a fashionable place to be.
We have to have great product, great stores in great locations. Because if we don't, there'll be someone else that will.
I don't think Starbucks are at all frightened of us. We're a microscopic blip on that proverbial posterior.
We didn't look at Costa or Starbucks and try to mimic them at all. And for better or for worse, we kind of marched to our own drum.
This is the inside story of the branded coffee shop world, where coffee making is an exotic art, where pricing is an exact science.
If you really want the cheaper deal, if you really know what you're doing, you can pay less.
And where the coffee shop hotshots are raking in millions from our love affair with coffee.
Customers like being in places that serve good coffee, where you can get your Wi-Fi, you can have your meetings, and you can catch up on a bit of work, and in a rather cool and, maybe happy and friendly ambience.
Rents matter because 1/3 of us are more likely to choose a coffee bar based on its convenience than any other factor. Cafes were opening on every street corner. Doors to provide a unique new environment. A third place.
The third place was really that place in people's lives that was somewhere between work and home, giving people a place to come together, giving people a reason to come together, and facilitating community through something as simple as a cup of coffee.
It was such an original idea to actually incorporate sort of soft furnishings, the things that we take for granted today, but sofas, bookcases, allowing consumers to feel like they're in their own homes. That was Howard Schultz's moment of genius.
The model of the cafe as the third place has been adopted by all the successful brands. If you look carefully, you will see that all coffee shops are planned out with precision.
In this store, there's about 4 different zones. At the front of the store, you'll see there's some seating right by the windows. The customers can enjoy the view outside, but also as important, other customers can see there are people in there. This is a great place to be. There are other customers I'm going to go in and join. Behind me over my shoulder, there's perch seating. This is very reminiscent of the traditional espresso houses in Italy, where you have your espresso, you stand, you perch, you drink it, and you go. We have big community tables where customers can come and sit, either as groups or individually, working on their laptops, reading, whatever. And then we have softer seating. It's a little bit more intimate.
Wouldn't it be brilliant from the point of view of the cafe if there was a way to charge more to people who didn't mind paying more and to charge less to people who absolutely demanded the best possible deal? And it turns out there is a way to do this. You just offer this menu of choices where any customer who isn't price sensitive can order a sprinkling of marshmallows and a fancier combination and maybe an extra shot of espresso and an extra bit of syrup. And these things really don't cost a lot to provide. The margins on them are absolutely fantastic.
Food is important because coffee shops only really prosper if they can entice us to spend more by offering us mouth-watering goodies.
Mike Avey saw a need in the downtown area for a high-end coffee shop with good food. Not bad, considering they haven't even been open a year.
I really can't attribute it to anything except for mostly word-of-mouth marketing.
Avey has always had a passion for coffee, and he wanted his shop to be original. So when it came time to pick a name, he took it seriously.
Came up with this concept of this aviator with the legendary story that he was flying from Central America coffee after World War II in a surplus reconnaissance plane.
Joe Max, the character Avey created, is still in the early stages of development, but plans are on the way to fill in the gaps.
Joe Max Coffee Company, right here on Federal Street in downtown Youngstown, is downtown's first independent coffee shop. It's been here for 2 years. Mike Avey is the owner. And Mike, why Joe Max Coffee?
Well, I wanted to go into the coffee business and start a chain of coffee stores. And I was looking for what I consider to be an underserved neighborhood or community, and there was nothing downtown here for people to have coffee, light food, salads and that, and great coffee. So it was a perfect fit. Basically looked at all the available property downtown, thought that this was the best location for me to go into. And about 2 years ago, right about this time, we actually started the building process. Took us a couple months to get the place built out, and we opened up right before Thanksgiving. It'll be 2 years this Thanksgiving.
And where did the name come from?
Well, I didn't want the coffee shop to be myself, so I basically came up with the name Joe Max Coffee. In the backstory that Joe was a World War II pilot, then after the war, he wanted to keep flying, so he bought a surplus plane from the Army Air Corps, was flying coffee by the seat of his pants from Central America through Cuba to the United States.
Is this a made-up story?
This is completely made up. Then as he came over the coast, this is back in the 50s, the plane lost power. He bellied it down, crashed the plane, ruined the plane, didn't have money to buy a new one, so he went into town, got pots and cups, came back and started brewing the coffee.
Now in the morning you sell pastries with your coffee, and you have a really brisk lunch business.